Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Tiffany from Tiffy Butter. Today, in this video, I'm going to do a flip through on my two new junk journals. Finally, I have some new junk journals that I will be listing on my Etsy. I know it's been so long and yeah, I just can't wait to show you this one. So as you can see from the cover, I have a real vintage old books here, and as you can see, I'm trying to mimic this kind of cover. I've been thinking how I achieve this, illustration and this pattern or whatsoever, and I realized I just cannot. So I try my best to mimic this kind of cover. So as you can see on the cover, it has all the gold foiled, all gilded on the cover, and this is the binding. I just think this is what a vintage book to me is so beautiful. I don't know. I don't think I can ever completely transfer this kind of cover on my junk journal, but I'm trying. So I'm still practicing and still finding a way. I don't want to do the print out, honestly, because that for me just it doesn't have the texture and everything, so that is what I don't want. And I don't think my printer can print a high quality image anyway. But anyway, this is what I come up with. I have two new junk journals right here, and I'm trying to do the gold foiled illustration on the cover. Please focus. I think because it's too dark. Okay, here you go. So as you can see, it's all hand painted and it's all gold gilded. And I try to not adjust it, but I make some mistake. As you can see, there's something underneath because I painted the flower too low, and it kind of attached this one, so I painted a little bit higher up on the new cover. That's why you can see a little bit of the adjustment, but I just think it's kind of cute, and all my process, and they're all handmade, and yeah, you can see the trace of that. Anyway, I just add a little frame here, and this is the binding. So like I mentioned, they're all handmade. All the covers are handmade and hand painted, and this is the other one. I really love this one. I really do. Yeah, I will talk about them one by one. So this is just an example. I'm showing you what kind of cover that I am trying to make, and this is an example for me and inspired me so much. And of course, thank you Nikki, thank you Nix. I always call her Nikki, but actually thank you so much Nick from Nick the Booksmith, because I have purchased some of her online tutorial. That's why now I can make all these covers and with the curved binding curved spine, which I love. I love. I really love a curved spine. So anyway, let me show you this one first. So this color is more accurate. It's like a dark plum, and as you can see, there's a little bit distress everywhere with the brown color. Okay, so yeah, it just look more vintagey for me, and this is the cover. And it's all hand painted, and I believe this is rose, and I try to add the frame of it, but as you can see, it's not that perfect. But it's a handmade product. It's not always perfect, and I hope you can see the efforts and the time I spent on each journal. This is the binding. It's super sturdy. And this is the flower hand painted binding as well, and it's all sealed up, so the color wouldn't come off or anything, no matter you scratch it or not. But of course, I wouldn't recommend you really scratch it with your knife or whatsoever. But yeah, this is the cover, and let me just open it up so you can see. Oops, it looks like this. For this one, it doesn't really lay flat because it just has a lot of insert in here, and yeah. So on the top, I'm gonna show you what's on the top. So here you go. So on the top, I just added a lot of those handmade blue and yellow gold marble ribbon, and this is some illustrated botanical ribbon. Here you go, a little bit. All right, so this is some botanical ribbon, and I will call it bookmark. And this one is a ribbon that is over 100 years old, and I also added some cheesecloth or whatnot. So this is the top, and of course it has the curved spine, and this is the cheesecloth that I attach on the spine. So this is how it looks like from the top, and this is the side, and this is the bottom. As you can see, a lot of sewing and stitching and whatnot in this one. So for each journal, actually I have a little tin box that has a lot of chargers in that. I will open it up later after I flip through the journal, but this is one set. If you purchase this journal, it will come with a little tin. So anyway, let me just open it up. So when you open it up, it has this beautiful kind of like a plum color as well, but on the screen it's kind of showing brown, but actually is plum color. It's kind of like a Victorian pattern on the plum color scrapbook. And the binding, I chose a blue, oh no, I chose a green fabric to attach the binding. So let me just close it up. Okay, so let me just do this flip through. The first page is this half-page scrapbook paper. I just make a little pocket on top of it, and then I have some labels, and for the first word of this journal is brave, and of course I collaged some cheesecloth underneath, and I just sew everything around it. In the pocket, I have this real Victorian calling card or card. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Actually, it's really hard for me to let it go, but I just think whoever received this journal, he or she deserved to have a beautiful card as this one. It's just so beautiful, and I think the color kind of matched the journal as well, so I just tuck it in here. And then at the back, I have a little different pieces of scrapbook paper. This one is wallpaper from Tim Holt. This one is a printed marble paper, some blank pages, book pages, and scrapbook paper. And this is a random printout paper with these beautiful flowers as well. So I just sew them together. So whenever you do journaling, you can just rip it off a little piece and do your paper collage or whatnot. I think that's just easier for you to do the journaling. And then this one is a printout of this really lovely illustration from like, a couple hundred years ago. Big botanical in the sky, and then on the bottom actually is a little village. It's kind of interesting, so I decided to print it in here, and I of course aged it a little bit. So all the papers in here, they have been coffee dyed, and yeah, all the paper looked really grungy and old. Of course, some blank pages for you to journal, and here is a little collage. And I have another note for you, a little message, and which is noble. And I have some of those botanical ribbons again here to do the collage with the paper and wallpaper as well. I think that's kind of cute. And then more different kind of paper. This one is kind of like a introduction page from a little book that I got, and this is a school form, I think. Yep, this is the school name and examination service form. I don't know what it is, but I just like to tuck it in here. It's kind of interesting to look at different kind of pages. Some graph paper, and this is another different texture kind of paper. I don't know how to describe this. And on top of it, I have a little quote in here. Oops, off the camera. Okay, so here's a little quote, and then more ledger, really old ledger, and some line pages. So as you can see, the coffee stain is just amazing. I love to coffee dye all my paper. I just love how they turns out, and I love the effect of it. Little marble bookmark on top, graph paper, the other side of the book page and the form, and then just there are a lot of space for you to journal. I believe in this notebook it has 180 book pages. I think so. The other one actually is 10 pages less. I don't know why. But anyway, here's another vintage paper decoration in the center, in the corner. And this is the handmade marble ribbon that I got on Etsy. I love it so much, and I sew it here. It's all sew around. So this is the other side of the scrapbook. Actually, it's pockets with all the different collage, the flowers and labels and different leftover little pieces and beads. I love it. And then here is another pocket. On this pocket, I have little cheesecloth or ribbon, and on top of the ribbon, I have a little moth in here. It's a little charm, and I have another bookmark. And of course, I do a little collage in the bottom, cheesecloth, and a book page. And then in the pocket, I actually have a letter. I think this one, yep, this one is an empty one. So you can put whatever, the tickets or letters or photos, whatever you want in this envelope, and then you can put it in here nice and securely. And then I also have a clip to clip them together. And then here is a things to do today kind of list. So you can list down whatever you need to do on that day, and at the back you can journal about it. And another graph paper, and I also tuck in a little picnic vintage photo in here of the food or the fruit. This is another book page that is very interesting. Has a little bottom. It says work continue on page underscore. So you can just jot down the date of the journal or whatsoever. And more different book pages, graph paper, and here's a little charm in the corner. It's a little key, skeleton key, maybe. So here actually is a real medicine or alcohol. I think it's medicine. Medicine, yeah, medicine label, and a little real vintage receipt. Is really old, so you might need to pay more attention not damaging it when you use it. So I clip them all together on this page, and then more different size of pages, another quote in here, another bookmark. Look at this one. Oh my gosh, so grungy. I love it. I just love they have like different marks here and there. I just love the texture and everything. And the other half of the things to do book page. And here is the other side of the map paper. So here I have a little tuck-in spot, and actually I have a little windows here of a vintage, real old vintage oil painting, and I have little window frame on it. So this is that, and then I have little book page about the rise of women, and it's dated from 1799. So it's interesting to see back in times people actually talks about women's rights, and yeah, I just think that is really interesting to look at. So I just tuck it in here, and on top of it, of course, I have to do my grungy old vintage book kind of effect on here. I have this really old cotton ribbon, and on top of it I have a little vintage stamps from Tim Holtz, and this is a little safety pin, so I just make it look more older. And here is kind of interesting because I have those really old wooden stamp, and I try to stamp here, but apparently it's not a flat surface. That's why I couldn't get the whole thing. But I think that's kind of interesting to just, you know, like half of the stem. I think that's interesting and looks old. So I just leave it there. I didn't correct it or anything. And this is a ledger paper. It's a real ledger paper. It's not a printout. It's a real ledger paper that I don't even know when was it, but all I know is very old. And the company is Harry and Camp Company, I think. But yeah, you can see all the handwriting and fountain pen and different kind of pen in here, different kind of ink. So beautiful. So I tuck it in here. More graph paper, more empty pages, of course, for you to journal. More book pages. Oh, they look delicious. They just look so good. And then is a center little pocket. I made this pocket out of Tim Holtz wallpaper, so it's nice and sturdy. So inside the pocket, let me just actually pull everything out. Make sure to show you everything. So here is what's inside. So first of all, I have the little label. It says 3 for 10 cents, and then more labels, blue and red labels, vintage label, and the real stamps, and the little, I don't know, like a heart shape kind of thing. I don't know what it is. I believe it's a sticker, but it is a really old sticker. And some tickets, as you can see, it's all ripped off and whatnot. They're all real deal. They're not reproduction or anything. So I just put them in here. Special delivery. Focus. Special delivery. And this is another beautiful die cut from Victorian era. And I just love it. Look at how beautiful it is. It's a little girl with the bird. I think it's dove. Holding flowers. It's not the whole piece. I know it's all ripped off and damaged, but I just think they're so beautiful. So I want to tuck it in here. And this is the famous Victorian hand kind of die cut with all the flowers. They're just so beautiful, so beautiful. So I want you to have it all. And then I just put it here, nice and secure. This is the center page, and of course you have all the journaling page right here. So this is actually a printout from my shop. I will link it down below. So I actually haven't officially introduced the new DigiKit. It has been on my Etsy for a while actually, but I haven't talked about it. I will make some time and go through that digital kit because I really like that one. That one has a lot of Victorian cards like this one, and tickets, train tickets, and photos, etc. It's a very beautiful digital kit. But anyway, in this one, I just printed on the coffee dye paper. As you can see, it's this beautiful image with the flower. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. If this journal is for myself, I couldn't sell it. I will keep it for myself, and I won't decorate this page because it's just too beautiful. Maybe I will write down some quotes in here and there, and then I have some quote papers or paragraphs, just stick it in. But I will just leave this image alone, and it just, look at that, it's just too beautiful. Oh, I love it. And anyway, I have a little bookmark in here to highlight this page because this is special. I really like it. And I have another vintage stamps in here, and they are not digital. All my stamping are from real stamps, so some of them they're not perfect, so please excuse that, like the one that I showed you before, like this one apparently is not the full stamping, because it's all hand stamped. So yeah, sometimes they're not perfect. This is the other side of the ledger paper, and here is a little card, so you can put your photos, your schedule in here. At the back it has all the beautiful writings, as you can see in here. So I want to just tuck it in here for you, and the label is kind of like sticking out, so when you close the journal you can easily find the page, like here. And then, oops, so this is the other side of the book, actually, of the book. So this is the book cover, and this is the other side of it. I just love this illustration, so I just tuck it in here. And then here I have another half page scrapbook, and this is actually a fabric pocket. And then I have this ribbon that is really old. This is the same one as the bookmark. It's over 100 years old. I just put some in here. I don't have too many left, but yeah, I just wanted to put one in here. And this pocket, I have another label in here, so I just tuck it in. And I have another label kind of bookmark, just put in here. So more pages, ledger, another printout. I really love this print. Here is another stamping. It's another real stamping with the botanical frame or illustration, botanical illustration, some time cards or little strange cards. And this is kind of like a vellum paper. Actually, you can see through. I really like this one. And then more journal spaces, more bookmark here and there. And then more stamping, and this is the printout. And this is the other side of the scrapbook. Actually, is a little file folder. It's a special for this journal. I didn't make a file folder in that one, but it has something else. But anyway, I put the little stamps here and a little label, and you can open it up. Actually, is a Tim Holtz die cut, and I make it into this card slot pocket where I put a little Tim Holtz ephemera in here. So you can put whatever you like. I just have a little ephemera here for you to journal or to use anywhere that you want. So you can just put it back like this. And here is the watercolor plate book page. Here is a little pocket that is all sewn around. This ephemera is from Tim Holtz as well. So yeah, more pages, different texture pages, a little collage, paper collage. It's really, I need to buy more papers. And here is another stamping. It's a little squirrel. Really like it. And here's a little pocket with the train ticket. So here is actually a card slot. So let me just pull out a card. So basically you can just, oh, this one's too big, but anyway, you can put it here. It has 3 card slots. So you can put tickets or gift cards or whatsoever, whatever you want in here. And this is the back. At the back, I have a real vintage postcard of this beautiful flowers. And at the back, that's all the handwriting. So beautiful. So just tuck it in this pocket. So of course, a little collage on the pocket as well. Little hand marble paper and this Tim Holtz ephemera. So I just do a little collage. So this is the back. So this is the first journal. As you can see, I really spent a lot of times on designing and collaging and just, you know, create when I was creating this journal. And let me show you what's in the little tin. So if you open it up, you can see that's what you have. You have a little button here and there. You have little labels, and you have little fabric bundle. You have little what is it called, like a yarn kind of thing. And you have like laces. You have different, this is a needle pack. You have stamps. You have vintage train tickets. So those are the real thing. Those are the real vintage items. And I got this from Matt Fox Studio, I think. I will link her Instagram down below. She has been selling this kind of vintage tin on her Instagram, and they are so amazing. So I just got 2 of them, and I will include them in my new junk journals. So this is the first one, because it's the, you know, darker cover. That's why I chose this tin. And then let me put this aside. Let me talk about the next one. So compared to the first one, this one is more girly, I would say, because as you can see, the cover is girly already. Has this beautiful, like, I don't know, like Victorian kind of pattern, and all the frames, and this kind of like flower frame. And this is the binding, because the cover is already like busy, I think. So the binding, I just make it more simple. So I just hand painted those gold boxes on the binding. So it's all nice and sturdy, secure. That is the back. So let me show you. The top has different marble paper. This is the red marble paper, and different fabrics, of course the botanical print ribbon as well, and other different ribbon. And of course has the really old ribbon as well. So it's really nice. Look at the color combo, I love it. Cheesecloth, and this is the bottom of it, and this is the side, as you can see. Okay, so let me show you. So this little tin will come with the red journal. So when you open it up, it has this beautiful orangey, I don't know what pattern it is, like botanical pattern as the front, at the front cover, and half-page pocket as well. So in here, I have this really old receipt that I just tuck it in. And of course, I do a little bit collage on the pocket. This handmade marble ribbon here, of course. And then this is the things to do today page. So if you can open it up like that, and I include a little Team Hall's ephemera. Just click them together. And this is a vintage ribbon. And look at this, it's so beautiful. I don't know, the shape, the pattern, I just love it. And then you can have a little tuck spot in here. Okay, let me just get through that. Okay, tuck spot underneath. And then in the corner, you have a little label stamping. And then here is a belly band. And then this is the little size, different sizes of paper, of course. Some ledger paper. And this is one of the real vintage medical label. And this is the other side of the things to do. And this is the other side of the scrapbook paper. Actually, here is a little pocket where I did all the die cuts and everything, and I even do a little collage in the corner. It's really nicely done. And I have a vintage postcard. I think this journal is all about postcard because I did put a lot of vintage postcard in here. And this is the back. Look at the handwriting. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. So I figured this is the perfect size. So I just put one of those postcard in here. And look at that, it's so beautiful. It's showing through all the patterns, and yeah, it's just beautiful. And I did a little bit collage of different kinds of paper, and I put it at the back here, and it's all sewed, and yeah, pretty. And then this is another vintage botanical printout. I put a little sari silk on top of it. It's really pretty. And of course, it's all sewn around, and all the papers are tea dyed. And this is a ledger paper. More different kinds of paper. This is a little collage in the bottom. This is a real Victorian card. And of course, they are in a damaged shape. That's why I try to do the collage. And more paper. And this is another birdie Victorian paper card here, whatever you want to call it. It has a little bit handwriting at the back. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, I think it's with pencil. I'm not sure, but look at the card itself. Oh, so beautiful. I tried to make some digital kit with this, but I just don't have time, and I think I just need to put it in this journal. This is a little botanical print. Stamping in the corner. Different papers. Stamping in the corner. Another digital print. This just different kind of paper. You can journal. And this is a real vintage stamps on top of sari silk. This is another vintage postcard, and I put a little 57 plate on top of it with the cheesecloth, and I have a little charm in here. This is a dragonfly. And then in the pocket, I have another vintage letter for you. So actually there's something in the envelope, so you can take it out and read it. And this is another pocket, so if you untie it, you can kind of, you know, this is the vintage envelope, and then you flip it. Actually, this is a vintage postcard again with the beautiful illustration. And then in the corner is a real vintage stamps. And then of course you can put things in here. It's double pockets. Here is another letter. If you want to read it, you gotta pull it out, but I don't want to do it in front of the camera. And time is running out, so all you need to do is just tie it back, and you just nice and secure. And here is a little pocket. Actually, it's a double pocket. If you would like to tuck in something here, you can do it as well. So here's the botanical ribbon. And this is some digital print marble paper. And this is a little pocket collage. I think this is, yeah, it's a pocket, yep. Little collage in the center, in the pocket, on top of the pocket, little ribbon. So, and more different sizes of pages, and this is the center big pocket, as you can see. And then I have a little letter, and oops, and inside of the letter, inside of the envelope, you have the letters and a little vintage picture, and you can tuck it back nicely, and it's all sewed around and has a little stamping in the center. Just different kind of paper. Oh, just love this pattern. All the tea dyes, coffee dye. It's so beautiful. Another stamping. A little fold out of this beautiful ledger or time card. Another vintage postcard. And in the corner, I have a little nib from the fountain pen, and here is a little stems, and of course the handmade marble ribbon as well. And here is a little collage and a little quote, "Now is the time." And in the top center, actually I have another stamping here. Then this is another pocket here, and here is another pocket with the Tim Hortons ephemera, so it's double pocket. And what makes it amazing is triple. Here is another pocket. This is the real vintage Victorian ephemera. So I just make it here as a pocket on top of the beautiful, beautiful botanical print. So here is some vintage page, and look at how grungy it is. And this is another card. So this is kind of bigger than the last one. It says February, but this is just a little card for you to write things down if you want. I think I need some water. Okay, and then more book pages. Another stamping, as you can see, is imperfect again, but it's kind of look vintage, doesn't it? At least it looks real. I think it looks real. More stamping. Okay, so this is another beautiful ribbon that I got and from a collection. This is so beautiful, and it's red, so I think it's the best ribbon for the book. So I just make a little pockets in here. Oh my god, I love this so much. And on the right, of course, I include more of those handmade red marble ribbon in here, and I collage a little bit in the corner. So more pages. So this is a printout from a really old book, so I just tuck it in here. I was going to make the cover page of the journal, but I just decided I would just put it in here because I kind of printed too small, honestly. And more pages, and this is the real ledger paper again from that company. And look at that, look how old it is, and oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. And here is another envelope. I think this one is empty. Yep, this one is empty, so you can tuck in things in here. And this is the other side of the ledger. More smaller pages. This is the other side of the printout. So that is the end of this journal. Don't you think they're kind of like similar, but it's so different? I don't know. I just think they all have their own characters or personality. I really, really appreciate it. Anyway, so this is the little tin that came, oops, not focusing. The tin that came with the journal. But for this one, it's kind of hard to open it up, so be careful. So it's similar deal. You have little fabrics. You have the little, I don't know, this is number 9 or number 6. I don't know what it is. It's like a chess number or something. Some labels, little scroll like with the twine, and some vintage fabric, no, vintage paper or ticket thing, I don't know. Button labels, stamps and fabrics, laces and tickets underneath. So it just really has a lot of things to look at, and I'm so thrilled to have this as in the, you know, the bundle. I love to include those little things. And yeah, the stamp is from Matt Fox Studio. I will link it down below. If you want to purchase some, make sure you follow her on Instagram, because occasionally she will have those little tins for sale, and they are just adorable. Look at this too, they're just adorable. Okay, that is the flip through. Okay, let me just zoom back out. So that is the flip through, and yeah, I will list them on Monday, probably 10 a.m. PST, Pacific time. So you can just Google whatever time zone you are in. I hope you can join me on Monday, and I can't wait to see you guys there. I hope you like this flip through, and at the end of this video, I just want to say thank you so much, especially for Nick, because she is just so talented, and I just rewatch her videos over and over again, and I bought her tutorial on her Teachable, and they're just so useful. If you follow her instruction and step by step, you can make a similar journal. But the only different thing is, of course, is the cover, how you be creative on the cover, how you create your own styles and whatnot. And I think I finally found my own style, and this is my style because vintage book just inspired me a lot, and those vintage books, and they're just so gorgeous, and each of them, they're handmade, and I don't know, it's just really special. And I think those two journals are really dedicated to the vintage books. I think I really like it. I just love how it's all hand painted and all the gold foil and everything. I just love how I make those covers, and I really spend months on the result that I like, how to achieve this result, and I try different material. I try on fabric, I try on the hardcover, I try on different stuff. Finally, I have this design, and I hope you like it. So thank you so much for Nick. Thank you so much for your tutorial and your lectures, your lessons, and all your tutorials on your Teachable. They're super helpful, and I'm so grateful that I am able to make the curved spine and everything. I'm so grateful for you to share with us, although it's not share, but you are sharing with us. Just thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have you in this big community. And of course, thank you so much, all of you who is watching this video. I cannot do this without you. I know it's kind of cheesy, but without your encouragement or your confirmation, I wouldn't be able to continue my junk journal journey. So thank you so much. So I hope to see you on Monday at 10 a.m. PST. I hope you got one of those. I hope you like it. Whoever gets those 2 junk journals, I will for sure to throw more vintage ephemera in here because I'm out of time and I don't want to be lazy. So yeah, I promise I will throw more vintage ephemera in the junk journal bundle or whatsoever. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a great day. It's snowing right now like crazy, so yeah, stay home, be warm, and stay cozy. I will see you in my next video soon. Bye bye.